Most investors lose deals after sending an offer, but that wasn't our client's case. In today's case study, we show you how Marlon followed up for 17 days and didn't hang up until the contract was signed. Here's how.
That.
If
Okay.
So Marlon, brother, congratulations on one more deal. I'm really happy on what you've been accomplishing with us. And of course, we would love to hear a little bit of feedback from you in some aspects about this new deal with Anne. So first, Marlon, tell me a little bit more about this deal you currently have. Could you please give me a little bit more context about the seller situation and the condition of the property?
Yeah. The lady, I mean, the house, it was her home, her mother's house that she passed away last month. And she and her brother, yeah, they don't need the property, they just wanted to get rid of it. So the lead came in with that motivation, and I've been talking to her since I think 20 days, I guess, something like that. Because yeah, she since the first time they were in a good, low price. But of course, I start lower than that. But and she decide to accept uh, an offer, but she needed to talk to her brother because they both are on the same on the deed. And
Okay.
but it took until this weekend that they finally I think they were like chopping around. They finally get back to me and said, okay, send me the terms that you already sent me, but you know in the original offer, so we can sign and let's move forward. So that's what
Right.
we did this Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we talked to them, and Sunday then we send them the the offer in the DocuSign. But in the call, the goal was before we finish the call, we need them, we need them to sign, not just sending the offer. Because most of the time when you send an offer with a number, they present it to another investor and they give them like $500 more or $1,000
Oh
more,
yeah.
and you lose the contract. So that was a goal, and we achieved it. So until they finish the signatures, we didn't hang out on the phone because her brother was agree on everything, but he wanted to sign later. And then we work on that objection, and we say, hey, if you agree, why are you expecting, you need more time to sign? Let's sign, because if not, this contract, is not valid, and we need to make it happen now. If not, or if any other property just appear in your town, we're gonna buy that property, and then we may be out of funds, and we cannot buy your property. So we gave him that urgency. So they,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that's agree. That they agree, and they both sign. And yeah, what we did when we sent the offer, we just walk them through every point of the
Uh-huh.
offer, so to make sure that they don't have any doubt or anything, and everything is legal. Also, we send them and we show them the title company information together with the agent that will be on front of that file. So, because at first they were like, hey, how do we know that you are legit? Are you not a scammer or something like that? Then we explained them that everything will be through a title company. Then that day when we send the offer, they saw that person, that, and also phone numbers and title company names. That is a local title company. And yeah, that was the way that we locked the deal, in that call.
That is fantastic, brother. I love the fact that you didn't hang up until they put their autograph in the contract. So let me ask you, what type of of deal was that? Was it an innovation or just a wholesale?
Okay. That deal works for two exit strategies. It works for a wholesale deal to an investor. I think it's more for a landlord, or maybe a fix and flipper that is not using the 70% rule that may can buy properties at 75 or 80% discount. Uh, but to me, I think that's the first exit for other investors, a wholesale deal, and also it works for a wholetail deal for me because I'm projecting 20% return on investment on that property because it covers and fit on all the numbers and the formulas that we use for the hotel deal. So we're gonna go, with those two roads. The first one that we can lock, if we find an investor, is better for us to give it to them. But if not, we are going to do a hotel. We're gonna buy it, and then we're gonna right away put it on the market and sell it for more. So we're gonna get like 20% of 130K, between 130 to 140,000 dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what will be the projected ROI in both cases?
Okay. For the fix and flip deal, it will be. Let me get you here. Okay, we got the property at 87,000. So we projected to sell that property around 120 for a wholesale deal, 115 to 120. So it would be $33,000 for a wholesale deal if we sell it to another investor. And if it's for a wholesale deal, we will be getting yeah, around $30,000 to $40,000 as well. It's similar, something like that.
Yeah, I see that. That is fantastic, man. Congratulations, Marlon. Let me ask you, brother, do you happen to learn something out of this deal that you plan to apply to future deals?
Yes. First of all is the follow up because the lady when we first start talking, she said yes, but then I think she was chopping around. Then she disappeared. But every day I was reminding her that we were here, to help her sell her home. And her response was too slow. And in around 2 to 3 days after we send the message, and so but we keep doing that every day, or calling her and leaving voicemails. And if when she didn't respond, it was her husband responding on her phone. It was, hey, I'm her husband. She's not. She's taking a shower. Okay, I let her know. So they were connected with us. They didn't want us to lose. So follow up is the first and most important thing that we learn here. But the other part is that objection that we overcome when they didn't want to sign right at that moment when we were talking to them, and we already were like, talking and going through about everything. So they didn't make sense that they had to wait for what. So
Yeah,
we nicely make him sign at that moment. And also we learned that we won't send any numbers in an offer if they are not ready to sign. We can send drafts without numbers, but with the terms, and then we explain them that that will be the same offer once they agree to a price, and we just add the price to that draft. But I'll
yeah,
never send a number to an offer, because once you send a number to an offer, they can present it to the other investor that is waiting for them to decide, and then they say, "Okay, I'll give you $500 more," and then you lose the deal.
absolutely. Actually,
Yeah,
not even it. I mean, it's not even necessary that they grow the offer just for 500. Even if they do $100 more, you will
yeah,
probably take that route, right? So I'm
yeah,
I'm really glad to hear that you are making sure that they put their signature to it, which is exactly what you did with Donna. Remember that
yeah.
you
Mhm.
didn't leave the house until you had the contract signed. So definitely,
Yeah.
this is proof that it's a practice that works, and help you lock in deals. Marlon, would you walk me through your sales process with this seller? Like, what techniques or strategies do you use to build rapport and negotiate the deal?
Yeah, we first start talking to them and presenting ourselves, that who we are, so that way they can feel comfortable with us and they know that we are legit. And then we start asking them simple questions about the property, but in the middle we looking to get into personal uh, questions about them, simple like, hey, how's the weather, things like what, also trying to discover their pain point, why they're looking to sell, and and things like that. But when they allow us to get into their personal space, I believe that the percentage of confidence and locking that deal, goes up a lot. Because if we just talked about just the property and money and numbers, their call is so cold, and we cannot, like, make them lower their guard and be really exposed to what
Right.
they are hiding from us. So that, I think, that's going personal is like the best road, even if they don't sign the deal because numbers don't work or something like that. But going personal, I think, is the best way to go and make them, lower their guard and talk to us like a friend and feel
Right.
comfortable with us. So if we're likable, like you say, if we're likable, so we got better opportunities.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I love it. I understand. Well, I know that as a best practice in your team, you usually try to go to the properties, which was what happened in this case, right? Everything happened first over the phone, but then eventually you went to the property and walk it through, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. How long did it take you to convert this lead? I understand that they kind of started ghosting you for a few days after the initial conversation. So in total, from the moment you received the lead, how long did it take you to convert it or to have their signature in the contract?
It was like 17 days.
All right, let's go now. Um, like what? Well, you already mentioned what is going to be your potential ROI out of this deal. Like, it's pretty much around between the 30K to 33K in whatever case or
Yeah.
whatever exit strategy you decide to use. Now, could you tell me a little bit more about the metrics and the data that you use to evaluate the potential profitability of this deal?
Yeah. What do you mean? How do I do how I do my numbers, or
Yeah, pretty much, like, what is exactly what the calculations that you make to make sure that this is not going to be a dead deal, but you're actually
yeah.
going to make profit out of
Okay.
it.
Yeah. First of all, what I do is checking the data around the property, and I'm looking for sold comps between 3 months or less and close to the property. But also I go to the for sale properties and looking for my competition. I not only check on the sold comps, because to me, especially here in Florida, sold comp numbers, when you get an average, is not accurate, and you can make a mistake if you just check sold comps at this in this market. So it's
Right.
more important to me check the competition based on the exit that I'm going to use than checking sold comps. But also I check sold comps to see what's the number that properties are getting sold similar to that one. So when I get that sold comps, and I also go to my competition on the for sale ones, and I looking for the lowest number but most similar
Mhm.
property on the area. So that's gonna be my competition if I want to wholesale this property because I'm gonna list it on the MLS. I'm
Oh,
gonna list
okay.
it on the MLS. So when I do that, then I got like 5% less than that lowest price. And that's gonna be my base number on making my formula, for example, for Wholetail. And for Wholetail, what I do is that number, that lowest for sale property number, I discounted 5%, and then I get the 30% discount on that projected number that I'm going to sell the property. It's a 30% is just breakdown because I'm gonna spend 10% on closing cost, holding cost, and the cost of the money, things like that. Also realtor fees. That's the 10%.
Gotcha.
6% for realtors, 2% for closing costs, and 2% for any repairs that I going to project, that I need to make in the future once the final buyer will make his inspection and send me the list. So I just got that gap of 2% as well. So that's a total of 10%. And then a projected 20% of return on investment based on the purchase price that we are going to sell the property. So that's why
Got
we
it.
discount 30%, and we buy at 70% of the as-is value. That's it
Yes.
for a wholesale deal. And for the wholesale deal, what we do is similar because we use the 70% rule for fix and flippers. And this is basically, I just check the rehab properties around it and discounted 30%. So that's the 70% minus the repairs that I think is it probably is gonna need, minus the wholesale fee that I'm going to that I want to get for this property. So boom, that's my offer.
Very nice. Good stuff, man. Definitely, having all numbers under control allows you to challenge yourself for the upcoming deals. So let's discuss a little bit about Hesel Media, my friend. So what do you think about our service, Marlon?
Yeah, man. To me, you guys are doing a great job and perform more than that you projected at first when we sign up with you. And to me, the results is great. It's just us that we as a clients, we need to build and create that system and formula that works for us. It's not you. It's sometimes that we don't have 100% system created. We may have a lot more. We will have a lot more results once everything is ready and have all the system and how it works. So, but it's not you. The work that you guys do is great, man. It's great with great results and opportunities. It's just us looking the ways to convert those leads into a real deals. But yeah, we got ton of leads, good leads from you, hot leads from you. So yeah, I can't complain, man.
All right, that sounds fantastic. And yes, you're totally right. I mean, it has to be a perfect balance of having great marketing results, but also a well-structured system that allows you to monetize as much as possible, which you are already taking care of in the sense of hiring help. This guy Fernando is doing a great job. So, having that structure will allow you to monetize a lot more in the upcoming months. So I'm really looking forward to see you looking more deals in the next months. Now, do you consider that our marketing strategies and coaching helped you, in the success with this deal?
Yes, man, of course, definitely. Yeah, those calls that we got on Wednesdays, that's a bonus point where all our team can get better, every week. And, you guys do that, add that to, what we get from you. So that's an important bonus point where yeah, of course we get better and our team get better skills and use them, on every call that we have to do every day.
That is awesome, Marlon. Do you already have your calendar blocked every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern
yeah,
for schedule?
this guy, man, this new guy is awesome, brother. Yeah, in that
He is.
first call that we got last week, man. Yeah, he just dropped a lot of fire there, man, and it was like, damn, it's only one call, but it was a lot of knowledge,
Oh
in
yeah,
that. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, the guy is fire. He's super knowledgeable about those techniques. He's the one that definitely, can share a lot of, good stuff for us to be able to convert more and to lock in more deals. That is for sure. What do you think, Marlon, that you're doing different to other, investors in the space that is making you succeed?
I think it's learning every day more and more about selling skills.
Yeah.
Because even if you get a great lead and you don't know how to present yourself and how to talk and organize the words intentionally, that lead won't become to a log deal or something. But as better we get as a salespersons, as more result we will get. Uh, with all these leads. I think one thing is that, and the other one is the follow up and being, connected to this and 100% on this. It doesn't matter what time it is, or I will work until 5 p.m. and we don't have, and that's why I'm trying to uh you know have that mindset to my team that forget about the time. I know I pay you these hours, but if you chasing the results and not how much you're getting paid every per hour, you will be you will succeed and we will succeed, and so you will make more money and we will make more money. So it doesn't matter. That's why I'm trying to do with Fernando as well. It doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday. If you got a call to make, let's make the call and lock the deal. That was what that exactly happened this last week, locking this deal, because we were talking Saturday and then calling them Sunday at 1 p.m. And he's not getting paid for that. I mean, he will. He don't know. He will, but I didn't tell him because I'm testing them as well. I didn't tell him that, hey, I will pay you those hours. I just was, waiting to see what his reaction about it, and he was pretty open to it. I'm
Yeah.
here to help, and we're gonna grow together. You will see how many deals we're gonna like. So that's the guy and the type of person that we need on our
Awesome.
team.
Awesome. Man. That is amazing. I mean, that shows that the guy is committed to you. I love it,
Yes,
brother. You know, beyond money, for him, it sounds to be more like growth together with you,
yes.
right? So it's really amazing that you found this guy through Remote Latinos. All right,
Mhm.
my brother, where is this is deal located?
He's in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, Kansas City. Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you when you received the lead, was it listed in the MLS?
Oh, it was off
Okay,
market.
perfect. Now, what was the original asking price of the set?
It was they start at 100, 105, something like that. But since the first call, they were like super motivated, and then I jumped to 80 with them because my numbers even work at night at the price that they were asking. We were so close, in our numbers. So I knew that was a deal. I just have to talk to them, carefully. But the numbers were working since the first time. But the first offer for us was 80. They said yes, but they needed to talk. She needed to talk to her brother and things like that. Then there was another investor that I think presented an offer, a little bit higher. And then she told me, hey, there is an investor that they gave me another offer, but what I don't like is I think they talk too much and they make a mistake
Yeah,
because they told them that they wouldn't be the end buyers, things like that. So that killed the deal. And she came to me, wouldn't you sell this to another person, right? You're the end buyer. I said, yes, we are the end buyers. We buy properties, to add our portfolio. So let's get this deal done, and you won't be, wasting your time with other people that are selling this property to other persons, and that's not, 100% sure that will happen.
transparent.
Yeah. So I think that was their mistake, and that's why also we won on the deal. But we had to offer a little bit more because of that, because they had that offer, and then to make him to convince him about it. Anyways, we were in our numbers, convincing about it, so we decided to offer a little bit more, and then they get agree, and they lock the deal. We lock the deal.
That is awesome, bro. And that is awesome in the sense that, it's a proof of
Mhm.
how easy is to let a deal fall through if you're not cautious and careful enough when you're treating and dealing with sellers, right? So I think that that was the great detail that you provide in the sense of making, more truthful and sincere statements to these people. Now, the motivation for selling was the house was an inheritance, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Now, the level of difficulty, would you say was hard, medium, easy?
It was easy. Yeah, this client was easy. It was easy. There was
All right.
not objections at
Perfect.
all.
Awesome. And when is the closing date, my brother?
It's on 30. We put 30 days, so I think it's on was March, March something. The first week of March is the closing date, or before,
First week of
depending
March.
on, yeah. Hmm.
All right. That is awesome, Marlon. Thanks a lot for sharing, brother. Congratulations one more time. I'm truly happy that you are moving forward with with this effort with Hesel Media. We are happy for you.
If you want deals locked like Marlon's, stop chasing, start converting. Hesel Media helps real estate investors get motivated inbound leads and build a closing system that scales. Book your free strategy call.